guys. All right, so let's just talk about it. So if you have already seen the first episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, you saw that Porsha was really heated. Really heated with Eva Marcel Sterling. And it was about the comment that Eva made about Porsha's baby looking like her dad, looking like Dennis with a bow. All right, so I already talked about this in another episode, but let's just, get maybe a little bit deeper with this. And I'm not going to go very long on this topic, but here's the thing. With this situation, even though a lot of people may feel that Eva was wrong, and I was also one of the ones that said that if it wasn't in the context and in the tone that Eva was saying it in, then it may not really be that big of a deal. But I have to say that I don't really know if Porsha's issue is so much with Eva as it is with her choice and the child's father that she chose to be with. Because let's be clear, Porsha has made it very well known that she's been wanting to have a baby. It's been the subject of several past seasons, almost from the first season that she was on the show, because when she was first on the show, she was married to Cordell Stewart, and she talked about how they had a miscarriage, and she was saying how she wanted to get pregnant with twins and eat yams so that they could heighten their chances of having twins. I mean, I don't really know if that's real or not, but that's just something that she was mentioning. But let's just be clear. Cordell Stewart was not the most attractive person, but his money and his wealth that he has built up over the years of being a football player was very attractive to Porsha. So she was not thinking about the looks department for the possible child or children that she would have had with that guy. And then she had the other guy that she was dating. His name was Todd. And he was, fairly decent looking dude, but she wasn't really willing to go there so much with him in the relationship department because he was just, let's just be honest, he was kind of stupid. He made himself come out to be sort of stupid because he made decisions that were stupid. I'm not talking about his intellect, his smarts, his intelligence, but the decisions that he made, it was pretty stupid because he was talking about how the job that he was on at the time was not really caring for his social media platform and the things that were being shared. And I don't really know what was being shared because I didn't follow him or Porsha on social media, but he said that his job told him that he needed to make a decision and he chose her over his job, and she was not having it because clearly she is looking for somebody who has their own stuff. And if he was just willing to just quit his job like that over a relationship with her, then that wasn't somebody that she really wanted to fool with. But she was willing to get legal documents made up so that they could just have a child together, because she was willing to just have a child with this person, no strings, well, I won't say no strings attached, but in terms of a relationship together, there would be no strings attached, but she would have full, clear control over the decisions for the child's life and lifestyle, and she didn't really want him to have any say so she really was just looking for a donor, and he was a fairly attractive guy. So that was not, I didn't think that was a really big stretch for her because she wanted to have a baby, and so to be able to have a baby with somebody who is attractive, and then clearly she is not, an ugly looking person, to have two attractive people come together and have a child, that would be right up her alley. Because even in that season where she was talking to this guy Todd, and she made up this document called a baby nap, a baby nap, where they made these agreements on what will and will not happen before they have a baby, and it's a binding legal agreement, and he refused. He was like, I don't know what made you think I was going to sign something like this. Like, you must really not know me if you thought that I would have agreed to these things. So I guess he took a little bit of smart juice that day and wisened up and said, look, this is not going to work for me. But she got into a relationship with Dennis, and Dennis is not the most attractive person on the exterior. But for people like Porsha who are not really so much on the looks, if if your bank account is looking good, then it worked for her. But I don't think she was really thinking about that too much when she got pregnant with this guy. Everything moved fast with them. Everything. I don't really care what anybody says. Everything moved fast with them. So now that they have this child, which, to be honest with me, I feel like the little girl's cute, but that is subjective. Some people feel like, the baby is still growing into its looks. Hopefully the looks will change. Some people are saying things like that. Some people are saying, yeah, the baby does look like her dad, and sorry for her. Or people are saying, too bad the baby doesn't look more like Porsha than it does like Dennis. But it is to me, and these are my opinions, guys, so you guys let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. But to me, it is clear that Porsha, her issue is more with Dennis than it is with Eva. Yeah, Eva said it. Eva said that the baby looks like Dennis with a bow. She did say that. But if let's just put a couple of names out there. So let's say if Porsha's child's father was The Rock, and someone said, Porsha, your baby looks like The Rock with a bow. I don't really know if she would have gotten upset. Let's say the child's father was Shamar Moore. That baby looks like Shamar Moore with a bow. I don't really think she would have gotten that upset. But to say that the baby looks like Dennis with a bow, for her, that is saying that the baby is ugly. And that is her issue. Because if she felt that Dennis was a cute person, and someone said that her baby looks like Dennis with a bow, I don't really think she would have gotten that heated. Because, she was heated and she went off on Eva. She was calling her the B word, called her a hoe, like that hole down there. Like, that was like, she really was going off. And I just felt like the vitriol and the heat and the hatred that was coming off of her towards Eva, it was more so because she was in a sense feeling that what Eva said was true. Because if somebody says something that's just stupid, like let's just say, someone says your baby looks like Kermit the Frog. That could be seen as being mean or evil or whatever, but come on, baby looking like Kermit the Frog, okay, whatever. It's a stupid comment. It's not a nice comment, but it's a stupid comment. It's like, of course your baby does not look like Kermit the Frog. So you're just going to kind of brush that off. You may not like it. I'm not saying you may laugh at it, but it's just going to be like, yeah, whatever, you're dumb. But if someone says that your child looks like your father with a bow, if the child's father is cute, then it's like, it is what it is. And if the child looks like the father and the father isn't cute, really it is what it is too. But if you're taking it in a way like that, it's because you are feeling some type of way more so than it is that person is feeling some type of way. Now, I already said that I felt like Eva was trying to go there when she made that comment. But if it was said in a different way, in a different tense, in a different tone, then it may not have been perceived as being ugly. So like if they just, were at lunch together and Eva just, was like, oh, I cannot believe how much baby PJ looks like Dennis just with a bow on. But then Porsha wouldn't have gotten upset at that moment. I don't know, maybe she would have if she really was going deep and thinking that she's trying to say that my child is ugly. But I just believe that Porsha's issue is more with her child's father, Dennis, than it is with Eva. Because that's a choice that she made. And again, I'm not saying that the child is ugly, but what I am saying is that she's feeling some type of way about it. And it's superficial. That's really superficial stuff. But for somebody like Porsha, who really is making a living off of the superficial, which is the looks, the hair, the makeup, promoting things on Instagram and all that other stuff, that all is superficial stuff. But the world thrives off of superficial stuff because it just does. then yeah, she would take something like that to heart. But clearly the child is not ugly. The child is really a cute child. People have different looks. Looks are subjective, and she's still a baby. Her looks are going to evolve. It's possible that she may grow more into looking like the father more and more, but that is not uncommon. It's really common for daughters to look more like their fathers than they do the mothers. A lot. That's just something it's typical. And sons to look more like their mothers at first, and then over the years, the looks, sometimes you have the metamorphosis and the changes, and then they start looking more like their father than they do the mother, and vice versa for the daughters. The daughters start looking more like their mothers as they age versus looking more like the fathers. That's just one of those things where it happens. Children are not always going to be, the daughters are going to be a clone of the mother, and the sons are going to be a clone of the father. Sometimes children wind up looking more like somebody else in the family than they do even like the parents. That's something that happens too. You just never really know how those things are going to play out. But I just do feel that Porsha's issue is more with Dennis than it is with Eva. But I just want to know what you guys think about it. You let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. And those are just my thoughts and opinions on it. So thanks so much for listening to this episode. And if you liked it, or even if you didn't, give it a thumbs up because it won't hurt you. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. This is the Minister of Beauty, here to share the Bible. That's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. And until the next episode, have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.